An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. There was never a bad peace or a good war. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. They that can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. He that would live in peace and at ease must not speak all he knows or all he sees. Either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. Wish not so much to live long as to live well. The best way to see faith is to shut the eye of reason. The best investment is in the tools of one's own trade. A penny saved is a penny earned. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. Well done is better than well said. By improving yourself, the world is made better. Be not afraid of growing too slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. If you do tomorrow what you did today, you'll get tomorrow what you got today. For every minute spent in organizing, an hour is earned. He that speaks much is much mistaken. He that drinks his cider alone, let him catch his horse alone. Industry need not wish, and he that lives upon hopes will die fasting. He that hath a trade hath an estate, and he that hath a calling hath an office of profit and honour. But then the trade must be worked at, and the calling followed, or neither the estate nor the office will enable us to pay our taxes. Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. Be studious in your profession, and you will be learned. Be industrious and frugal, and you will be rich. Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. Originality is the art of concealing your sources. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. A house is not a home unless it contains food and fire for the mind as well as the body. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles.
Abraham Lincoln. Remember, upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all. I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. Be not the first by whom the new are tried, nor yet the last to lay the old aside. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Whatever you are, be a good one. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Warren Buffett. Should you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is likely to be more productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Successful investing takes time, discipline and patience, no matter how great the talent or effort. There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. Our favorite holding period is forever. You only have to do a very few things right in your life. So long as you don't do too many things wrong, you can produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. I do know that when I am 60, I should be attempting to achieve different personal goals than those which had priority at age 20. Bruce Lee. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. Don't fear failure, not failure, but low aim is the crime. In great attempts, it is glorious even to fail. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Be happy, but never satisfied. Take things as they are. Punch when you have to punch. Kick when you have to kick. Don't get set into one form. Adapt it and build your own, and let it grow. Be like water. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Empty your cup so that it may be filled. Become devoid to gain totality. The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who had practiced one kick 10,000 times. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. You have to create your own luck. You have to be aware of the opportunities around you and take advantage of them. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. Understand your limitations and capitalize on them. To know oneself is to study oneself in action with another person. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. A teacher is never a giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth that each student must find for himself. Cease negative mental chattering. If you think a thing is impossible, you'll make it impossible. Pessimism blunts the tools. You need to succeed. Defeat is not defeat unless accepted as a reality in your own mind. Bill Gates. The world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. Patience is a key element of success. To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. If I had had some set idea of a finish line, don't you think I would have crossed it years ago? It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Our success has really been based on partnerships from the very beginning. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. I don't know has become I don't know yet. Great organizations demand a high level of commitment by the people involved. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. Mahatma Gandhi. To believe in something and not to live it is dishonest. Action expresses priorities. Service which is rendered without joy helps neither the servant nor the served. Whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. Glory lies in the attempt to reach one's goal, and not in reaching it. God sometimes does try to the uttermost those whom he wishes to bless. Confucius. By 3 methods you may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. To be wronged is nothing, unless you continue to remember it. Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses. If you think in terms of a year, plant a seed. If in terms of 10 years, plant trees. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people. He who will not economize will have to agonize. Think no vice so small that you may commit it, and no virtue so small that you may overlook it. When prosperity comes, do not use all of it. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. Every morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. A jug fills drop by drop. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Healthy discontent is the prelude to progress. Honest disagreement is often a good sign of progress. I look only to the good qualities of men, not being faultless myself. I won't presume to probe into the faults of others. In a gentle way, you can shape the world. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. It is the quality of our work which will please God, and not the quantity. Nearly everything you do is of no importance, but it is important that you do it. Satisfaction lies in the effort, not in the attainment. Full effort is full victory. Strength does not come from physical capacity, it comes from an indomitable will. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Non-violence is a weapon of the strong. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. Victory attained by violence is tantamount to a defeat, for it is momentary. You may never know what results come of your action, but if you do nothing, there will be no result. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. Power based on love is 1,000 times more effective and permanent than the one derived from fear of punishment. Albert Einstein. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Life isn't worth living unless it is lived for someone else. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. In order to form an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must, above all, be a sheep. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting different results. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. Oscar Wilde. Quotation is a serviceable substitute for wit. To define is to limit. I am not young enough to know everything. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Experience is merely the name men gave to their mistakes. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Children begin by loving their parents. As they grow older, they judge them. Sometimes they never forgive them. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Dale Carnegie. There are 4 ways, and only 4 ways, in which we have contact with the world. We are evaluated and classified by these 4 contacts: what we do, how we look, what we say, and how we say it. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. First ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming more interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Take a chance. All life is a chance. The man who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. Instead of worrying about what people say of you, why not spend time trying to accomplish something they will admire?